Yo, what is up guys? Shouts is back here. I'm back with another review for you for Demon Slayer. We're going to be doing volume 13 this time. Now this volume was hella fire right here. I remember last time we did a review on volume 12. Now this one left off with Tanjiro, Genya, and the village of Swordsmiths, and the upper rank 4 and 5 demon were able to infiltrate this village. So we came off with pretty much Genya arriving to the scene with a gun in his hand. Now this volume right here was straight action packed. Now, we never seen a Demon Slayer use a gun before, but Tanjiro said it smelled like a Nichiren sword, and it's pretty cool because my man Genya came up and blasted both of Hantengu's heads off. Now, we learned that this upper rank 4 demon is going to be a problem because usually the weak spot is cutting off a demon's head, but with this upper rank 4 right here, this man splits his body each time you cut his head off. So in a way, this man wants you to cut his head off. At a point during this fight, they go up against 4 copies of this thing. Now, let me talk about Hantengu real quick. He has one copy that uses a staff that just emits out lightning, one that uses a fan that can just blow you extremely far away. That's how they sent off Tokido. Tokido's somewhere else right now because the fan blew him away. And another one is a harpy looking one, like a bird one with claws. And this one's able to pretty much detach pieces of himself. So this one's another clone of himself, so it's going to be hard to explain this, but they're going up against 4 of these things at the moment. The Harpy clone is also annoying because it can screech out this sonic scream that just messes with Tanjiro's hearing. Now, while this fight's going off, my man Tokido was pretty much far away right now. He's trying to run back into the action, and while he's running, he sees Kotetsu, which is a younger swordsmith. He's getting attacked by this demon that came out of Gyoko's vase. Now, I'm going to talk about Gyoko in a minute because this dude is a problem in himself also. So, the old Tokido, he wouldn't have cared about that younger swordsmith in trouble. We would have probably just tried to run back into where Tanjiro and Genya was, but props to my man Tanjiro for getting into this man's head because Tokido was thinking about what Tanjiro said to him, how you gotta always try and help out like people smaller than you. So we learned that Tokido lost his memory in the past and he's been struggling to try and reclaim himself, you know. But with the guidance of Tanjiro and the leader from the Demon Slayer Corps, my man Tokido's starting to figure it out now. So it's kind of cool. The Mr. Shearer is starting to clear out the mist in his head. He's starting to figure himself out and learn his purpose in life. So my man Tokido's coming with the action. Yo, Tanjiro was so much more confident in this fight compared to his fight with Daki and Gyutaro in the previous volumes. Now, that experience you get from fighting upper rank demons must really be something because even when he was fighting against the Harpy clone where he was moving extremely fast, he said his claws can crush diamonds, it didn't faze my man Tanjiro at all. One important thing that we learned about Hantengu and his copy is that if you slash it in the mouth or his tongue, it slows down how fast it can regenerate because you slash it anywhere else, that thing's regenerating pretty much instantly. Now the fight switches off to Nezuko going off against the fan copy of Hantengu, and Nezuko is so sexy, guys. Look at this image right here. Even though being pierced and having her arms ripped off by this copy right here, Nezuko was still able to get off her famous Nezuko kick. And what I mean by that is her fight against Daki, she was always hitting her with like the right leg. So I just call that the famous Nezuko kick. She uses that kick to cut off his head and pretty much rips his arm off that has the fan on it. She uses that arm with the fan on it against him and just blows his ass away. I love every time Nezuko is on the screen. She just does the coolest stuff and you always gotta root for her. She's like the perfect little sister ever. Now let me talk about my man Genya real quick. Now from the last volume, I peeped that this man lost a tooth and was able to grow it back in just a short amount of time. Now during this fight, this man starts chanting something, and this is responsible because this man does some crazy regenerative things with his body right now. I just love the way that this dude fights. He's so wild with the gun that he has and his sword. The man's just getting these fatal wounds, but it's not even phasing him, yo. That's pretty cool. Yo, I'm gonna keep giving props to my man Tanjiro during this fight because this man was doing some nice calculated moves. Him and the Harpy clone got separated from where Nezuko and Genya were, so this man Tanjiro was able to pretty much stab the Harpy clone in his tongue and pretty much get back to where Nezuko was at now. Like I said, this Harpy clone can detach pieces of itself, so he had one piece that looked like a foot. Now, when Tanjiro came back in the scene, he seen Nezuko with pretty much the staff clone staff through her neck and she was constantly being emitted by lightning. Well, my man Tanjiro took this pretty much foot copy of it, made it grab onto that lightning staff. Because we learned that if something made out of the same flesh as Hantengu touches that staff, it can emit lightning through it. So props to my man Tanjiro for doing that, and Nezuko's blood came in clutch again because she used her blood to pretty much set that staff clone on fire. Now this is where things get scary because like I said, Nezuko used one of the fans to blow one of the copies away. Well, this one came back, so they were going up against 3 copies at a time now. In my mind, I was thinking, how can pretty much Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya go up against an upper rank demon stronger than Gyutaro and Daki without a Hashira's help? Because my man Tokido's pretty much far away right now. He ends up saving Kotetsu, and then he also saves another swordsmith, and this is where they discover where Gyoko is. Now, I said I was going to talk about Gyoko. Now, let me do that real quick. This dude is an upper rank 5 demon that pretty much comes out of a vase. Now, I thought his power was going to be extremely whack because the dude just looks weird and he comes out of a vase. I thought he was like pretty much look like a whack genie to me, but we learned that this dude is going to be a problem too because this dude can pretty much create different vases with his hands and he can travel through each vase automatically. So this makes him fast as fuck, and his other pretty much demons that came out of the vase, they're terrorizing the other parts of the swordsmith village right now. So Gyoko is a problem right now. Gyoko has an extremely cocky personality because when he first encountered Tokido and the swordsmith, he was like, mind if I talk to you guys before I kill you? So this dude is extremely cocky, and another move that he has is that he can bring out these goldfish looking things out of his vase. Now, these things pretty much spit out needles, so Tokido pretty much had to get in front of the swordsmith so they wouldn't be stabbed by these needles. So Tokido's just pierced all over, and like I said, guys, Gyoko is a problem. Tokido tries to come up and slash this dude, but it does this water technique where it traps him in a prison jar full of water. So Tokido's trapped right now, so this kind of scares me because, you know, I don't know what he can do now. I know he's a descendant of sun-breathing users. He's a Mist Hashira. They say he's a genius, but the situation's looking pretty bad for him. Now, like I said, guys, Gyoko can bring out these ugly fish-looking things out of his vase, and he has a weird sense of art where he likes to fuse the swordsmiths that he killed with these goldfish. So he's bringing out these goldfish with pretty much muscle limbs on it from the swordsmith, and these things are terrorizing other parts of the swordsmith village. Now, my girl Kanroji comes up to the rescue now. Kanroji, this girl is the finest girl in the whole manga. I don't care. This girl is so fine. I'm sorry, Nezuko. Well, both you two. I gotta give it up for you because both you guys are fine. Kanroji comes to help out these other swordsmiths getting terrorized by these goldfish-looking demons. Now, the interesting thing about Kanroji is that her sword has this curved sort of look to it, and she does these love-breathing techniques. Now, this girl is extremely fast and dangerous, you know. I can't wait to see like this stuff get animated because she looks like she's a beast right now. Even the swordsmith were surprised about the curvy design of Kanroji's blade. Kanroji is pretty much able to defeat the main big demon that's pretty much a threat to all these swordsmiths, and she's able to save the chief swordsmith. Now, it transitions back to Tanjiro and Nezuko. Now, this is where things get interesting right here because, like I said, the one with the fan comes back and he just blows away Tanjiro and Nezuko, like the whole building they're inside of, and pretty much tries to let them crumble into debris. Now, this is interesting because Nezuko is holding on to Tanjiro's sword, like not the soft hilt part, but like the sharp part of it, and she's getting her blood all over the sword now. Tanjiro's telling her to let go, but we figure out that Nezuko's blood starts to burn the blade now. This is dope because Tanjiro's holding up pretty much this fire blade right now, and it goes from black to red. So Tanjiro just looks like a badass right now. Just look how cool this image looks right now. Blazing blood katana. The way that Tanjiro's sword goes from black to red is pretty much similar to the way that his ancestor used it, and he was able to see this through an inherited memory, and the upper rank demon was able to see this through an inherited memory too. Now, this was dope too because the way that Tanjiro was pretty much attacking, it was like they were becoming pretty much one person now. This is where Tanjiro does the coolest move in the whole volume right here. He does his Hinokami Kagura dance and also this sun breathing move now. This move takes out 3 of the demons at the same time. It takes out 3 of the copies at the same time now. If you guys look at this image right here, this was such a badass moment right here. This was definitely the dopest moment in the whole volume. I get hyped seeing how much better Tanjiro is getting. And props to my man Genya also because as Tanjiro took down these 3 copies at the same time, Genya took out another one. So pretty much 4 of these dudes were taken out at the same time. Tanjiro's giving my man Genya some props now. What the hell is going on with Genya? Because look at this dude's face. This dude looks just like a demon right now. This dude has the veins on his face. You know, he has drool coming out of his mouth. what the hell is up with this dude's body? It's pretty scary, but I mean, the man has complete control over himself, so I trust him for now, but the dude looks like a demon. This man Genya has a weird, crazy personality, you know. He wants to be the one that takes out this upper rank demon and get all the credit for it. Now, we figure out that the main body, or the 5th copy of Hantango, is pretty much hiding somewhere now. The key to winning this fight is to find that main 5th copy and defeating him, so this man Genya was determined to be the one to cut off his neck. So while my man Genya is looking for the main copy of Hantango, props to my man Tanjiro and Nezuko because they're still holding it down. Now, even the Harpy clone of Hantango acknowledges Tanjiro. He pretty much acknowledges Tanjiro's explosive ability to adapt to a fight. You know, he acknowledges his strong reflexes and his moment to like learn at critical moments. So even Upper Moons are starting to give Tanjiro props now, which is a dope thing because Gyutaro was trying to fuck out of Tanjiro like the last couple of volumes ago, saying like you're weak, you're worthless. So my man Tanjiro is stepping up. My man Genya finally finds the main copy of Hantango, and this is like a small, like, mouse-sized copy. Even like, so all the main ones have like an emotional word on their tongues, and this main body had the word coward on it. So it makes sense because this thing was a mouse-sized copy, and it was pretty much running away from Genya. So Genya's trying to slash this thing, but I don't know what this thing is made out of, but Genya tries to slash his neck off and it pretty much cuts his sword. Genya also tries shooting it, but it's no use to it. So whatever this thing is made out of is extremely strong. My man Genya lets his guard down. Now this is where the staff copy comes up behind him and he's about to pierce Genya with his staff like through his neck. Now we learned that Genya can't regenerate if he gets stabbed through his neck, so this is like a what the fuck moment right here. And you know, before this man's about to get stabbed in his neck, we get a flashback. Now, I don't like flashbacks because when we see this moment, you know someone's about to die, you know. Genya getting a flashback made me assume that he was gonna die, so you're telling me you introduce us to a character that pretty much went through final selection at the same time as Tanjiro, has a brother that's the Mr. Shira, he can regenerate his body, you know, he's dope as fuck. You tell me he's gonna get killed off right now, so my mind was just like, what the fuck right now? We pretty much learned in this flashback that Genya had a rough childhood, you know. His dad was the abusive, beating type, and his mom was a sweetheart, so every time the dad was trying to pretty much abuse the family, the mom was trying to shield and protect her kids. The dad pretty much ended up dying to a rival, and it's sad because the mom pretty much one night went out missing, and when she came back, she turned into a demon. Now, they didn't know she was a demon because it was dark at the time, you know. Sanemi, or the Wind Hashira, pretty much ended up killing this demon who they didn't know was their mom at the time because, like I said, it was dark. So pretty much Genya called his brother like a murderer, you know, you killed her mom. But I mean, she was a demon. I mean, there was nothing you could do pretty much. When someone turns into a demon, they have no control over themselves, so except Nezuko. So pretty much Genya called his brother like a murderer, you know, and Genya said he never got the chance to apologize to the Wind Hashira for that. Now, they also grew up saying that they were going to pretty much protect their family, but eventually we learned that Genya can't use breathing techniques, so pretty much the Wind Hashira calls him, you know, you're pretty much scum. So, damn, Genya had a rough childhood. The man pretty much wanted to be able to defeat this upper rank demon because he pretty much wanted acknowledgement from his older brother, the Wind Hashira, Sanemi. So, damn, Genya had a rough childhood, yo. So, this flashback ends, and just when I'm thinking my man Genya's gonna get stabbed through his neck, you know, I'm like, what the fuck, guys? What the fuck? My man Tanjiro comes in clutch again now. Tanjiro is always coming in clutch. This dude is the clutchest dude in the whole manga, you know. He cuts off the staff copy's arm off, and pretty much this is where we see some good character development from Genya because he was such a ruthless dude back in the other volumes, and my man pretty much says, Tanjiro, man, I can't cut off this main copy's limb off. I'm gonna let you do it. So he pretty much assigns Tanjiro as the one to cut off the main copy's neck. So Tanjiro with his blazing katana pretty much swings at the main copy's neck, and he starts screaming, the main copy, and this is where the volume ends. So I don't know if Hantango is getting defeated this volume or not, but damn, yo, this volume was straight action and like good character development too, especially from Tokido and Genya because those dudes show some good character development. They did some things that they wouldn't have done in the past, but the action in this manga, in this volume, oh my god. Nezuko and Kanroji. Super sexy. I love those two, man. This volume right here was so fire. I can't wait to see what happens in the next volume. please do not kill my guy Genya off. I don't care what you guys say. If Genya ends up dying after this fight, you're gonna see me ranting during the next volume. So I can't wait to see what happens in the next volume. And that was my review of volume 13 of Demon Slayer, yo. These things just keep getting better and better, you know. I'm here to review these things throughout the whole year, guys. I get excited every time I read these. Like I said, I don't read them online. I just wait for the physical copies to come to me. So where I do these reviews is where I'm up to date. And wow, amazing volume. And that was my review, and peace.